Hey there, it's Stephanie Shea, Chief Astrologer for janspiller.com with your September overview. And I've got some exciting news. We are out of retrograde for the inner planets this month with a caveat that we are in the shadow phase of a few of them. But the great news is that as of September 2nd, Mercury has cleared the shadow phase of its last retrograde cycle. So just that is going to help lift the energy, make it possible to make some small steps forward and have some more clear communications than the past few months, perhaps. We have Mars that went direct at the end of August, and now it will be in its shadow phase this month until about October 8th. So keep that in mind. It's not as strong as when Mars is actually in the retrograde, but it is a time to proceed with caution. So that's my message for the month in general, is use this month to move forward, because the rest of the year something else is going to be in retrograde pretty much. So go ahead and get started on your new ideas, but go slowly, and you may have to circle back and check your work or kind of tweak what you're doing. We're going to be in the shadow of Venus retrograde all month. Venus ruling love and money. I'll talk a lot more about that for the October forecast, but just know that Venus is going to make you reconsider what you've been doing relationship-wise, money-wise, how you earn your money, what are your values. And this could start early for some people. Some people may not feel it till closer to the end of the month, but I want to put that out there. So it's a very productive energy in general, though, this month. We've got the Virgo new moon on the 9th. This is a great time to set intentions for health and wellness if you wanted to get a new exercise routine going, change your diet, set intentions at this Virgo new moon. It's also a great time to initiate cleaning projects, organizing, finally, get that room organized, schedule those events, get your calendar out. Super productive. With the sun in Virgo the first 3 weeks of September, we can really maximize these energies and kind of go into fall a little lighter with a little less maybe mental and physical clutter in our surroundings. On the 22nd, we're going to have the autumnal equinox. That's the sun moving into Libra. And I had a great question from a Facebook reader this week, and so I thought I'd mention that on this forecast. The reader was, I believe, in Australia, so below in the southern hemisphere, and asking how that affects the equinox, the solstices, and the signs. And the good news with astrology is you can count on it being fixed. And what I mean by that is they're not moving around. The signs aren't moving around year to year. Everything is anchored to the equinoxes and solstices. So sure, things move by a day or so. We've got leap year in there. But in general, we can track this. The day that, for astrology, the sun is moving into Aries is going to be on an equinox. And this is not really related to the constellation Aries. That's the other confusing thing. Aries is the spring equinox in the northern hemisphere, and the fall equinox in the southern hemisphere. Libra is always the day of the fall equinox for us in the northern hemisphere, and the spring equinox in the southern hemisphere. And Cancer and Capricorn are always attached to solstices. So whether you're north or south, you think of these signs as attached to equinox and solstices. So the sun is moving into Libra, no matter what, whether you're in Australia or the US or anywhere, and that you just switch out the season. So for the people down south, the themes may feel a little more spring-like, but it's still an equinox. It's still bringing your life into balance. It's still Libra themes of harmony. So keep that in mind, and I thought that was a great question. Just to clear it up, you don't have to do any calculations about what the new moon is going to be in or what sign the equinox and solstice. You're just switching out the seasons, and that's pretty apparent from where you live. You'll be able to definitely tell when spring is coming. So thanks for asking that. Now we're going to have Saturn station direct on the 6th, and this is going to give more power to a trine between Saturn and Uranus. This has been in action since the end of June, and it's only going until kind of the beginning of November. So take advantage of these months. Saturn's in Capricorn, Uranus is in Taurus. These are earth signs, very practical energies, yet very different. Saturn is structure, discipline, long-term planning, and commitment. Uranus is thinking outside the box, rebellion, innovation, freedom. So you can see how you can combine those and come up with an idea that maybe you didn't have the practical skills to put into action. Maybe the idea just seemed too big or too crazy. Now sit down and chart it out and see what tools, what resources, how much time do you need to accomplish these goals. It is a time for innovation, but the innovation needs structure. So over the next few months, you can reinvent how you want to structure your time so that you can feel more free to pursue the things that you're passionate about. And it's all very practical, but that's not to say it has to be conventional. So I'm a fan of these two energies for sure. Now we've got the full moon in Aries on the 24th. And this is an exciting full moon, high energy. Aries is all about self. At the full moon, we often get these realizations. So when it's focused on yourself, you could really realize something. Maybe you thought it was something other people were doing that was bothering you, and then you realize it's because it's something you want to change about yourself. That can often happen. And Aries is a sign of passion, and with the heightened emotion of the full moon, if people are getting kind of fired up or you're feeling that way, just take a step back and you'll be able to talk about it more calmly a few days after the full moon has passed. That's my overview for September. I hope you have a wonderful month. If you want to learn more, please go to janspiller.com. You'll be able to read horoscopes and forecasts that I write. This is Jan Spiller's legacy website. When you subscribe, you're helping to keep her legacy alive, which was her vision. And you'll get tons of information every month on the upcoming astrology. Okay, I'll see you next month for your overview.